What is going on, guys? It's your boy Jaybull 1990 and welcome back to my high school story series. If you guys remember, like if you can remember, these are the videos that you put your entry in for the contest. It's not this week, it's in about a couple more weeks. You guys, I know you guys stay familiar, updated with that, but yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know. The last one was last week, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. So this video, I want to talk about the worst, like the grossest teacher, the grossest teacher I ever had in high school. I'm sure everybody has their own certain teachers that they remember, what they still have in high school, which are weird. So what I need you guys to do for me is put down in the comment section down below, tell me who the weirdest teacher in your school is and tell me why. Explain it to me. Okay, so I'm gonna get into mine. It's a little bit wacky, a little bit gross, so for people who get queasy easily, don't listen. So when I was in year 9, I believe it was, I used to have science class, and we didn't get to choose to do it or not, otherwise I wouldn't have done it, because I didn't, I wasn't really a fan of science, but we had to do it. Okay, so don't judge me. And we had our normal teachers. We had these teachers for like 3 years. So year 9 over here, I don't know what that is over in the States, but we were 15. We would have been turning 15 at that year. And we had our normal teachers for the past 3 years, but we used to get substitutes in, subs or temps, whatever you call them. And yeah, we come to school one day, and our science teacher wasn't there. We had a temp, and his name was Mr. Turle. Mr. Turle, T-U-R-L-E. It's like turtle, but without the extra T. It's just Turle. And this guy was a bit weird, I think during the time, I think it was summer. It was like towards the start of the year, I think. That's when summer is over here. And yeah, he was a bit weird, and he was bald, so he had like this mad horseshoe thing going on. He was pretty much just completely bald, and he was always sweating. And at first we found that a bit weird, well, we didn't find it that weird. We were like, okay, it's summer, it's hot, this guy's just, sweating a lot. Oh god. And we we had this guy as a teacher, and he was really angry, like all the time. He was just really damn angry, and we're like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? And of course, every classmates, they have their troublemakers and their loudmouths and stuff. I was a goody two shoes. But I wasn't I wasn't the center of attention. It was actually, we had different people in our year who were kind of real smartasses and loudmouths. I didn't really associate with those guys. They were in my year in school, but I couldn't really do anything about that. Anyway, they were just doing their normal thing, just dicking around and being idiots in class and stuff like that. So they used to get into trouble a lot. And from our regular science teacher, he used to give us punishments and things like that, but it wasn't this severe. I should say it wasn't it wasn't really that severe. Anyway, we had this temp, we had this substitute teacher, and he was teaching us, and like I said, this guy was always angry. So, I never really did anything to piss teachers off. I was more of the troublemaker, like, outside of school, I guess. That way, my parent, like my stepdad, wouldn't know if I was getting into trouble. Anyway, that's a separate thing in general. But this teacher was just really angry. Anyway, these troublemakers were just doing their thing, being idiots and loudmouths and what have you. And this teacher just started going ballistic, started just going crazy. And the kids who were mucking up were just, being kids. They get in trouble, and they kind of listen to a warning and take it with a grain of salt. Just like, oh yeah, you can't get me in trouble. Anyway, this guy, like I said, he used to sweat a lot, and we started to notice it was more and more. And it got to the point when he was yelling at these kids. When he was yelling, he was actually spitting sweat. And I don't mean like just spitting sweat from his mouth, because he was sweating from his face, it was going down. So when he was yelling, it was kind of projecting out like a misty spew. The kids were just they were just getting showered in sweat, and I was sitting there like nearly throwing up. This is disgusting. It's disgusting. And he got to the point where he got really angry, and he friggin' slammed his fist down on the desk. And when he did that, because he was so sweaty, like 6 students' books and pencil cases and pens got covered in sweat. It was just like an explosion of sweat. And I was on the same table, but I was down the other end. Our tables used to go lengthways. And I was just, bleh, like 3 or 4 of us in the class just nearly throwing up and everything. It was just really damn gross. And he he didn't even care. Because obviously he's used to sweating this much, so he didn't even really care. He would sweat, and he'd carry around like 10 handkerchiefs, like 10 what do you call them? Hankies, the handkerchiefs. He used to carry around them and like always wipe himself down. I thought it was just disgusting. Like, oh yuck. He would just be sweating all the time. Like, the people when you see them when they sweat and they got like the underarm, the armpit sweat. This just took it to a whole new level. It was just crazy yuck, and it was just disgusting. And after that day, the troublemakers in our class, in that science class, they behaved themselves. You can say that. And it was just disgusting. We didn't have that teacher for long, maybe a couple of months, and then that was it. But I'm never gonna forget that guy because it was disgusting. I've never had a teacher that make me throw up, and that guy really, really got close. So it was quite disgusting. So I would like to hear from you guys who the weirdest, grossest, strangest teacher is that you've ever had. And I would love to read the comments. So get cracking down below. I want to see who has the best answer, who has the best, weirdest teacher. Okay, so put it down in the comments down below. I had a sweaty turtle as a sweaty turtle teacher. He wasn't a turtle. I just called him turtle. But yeah, he was definitely the weirdest teacher I've ever had. And I've had some other weird teachers. Like, I could tell you some things that probably wouldn't be legal. But other than that, that dude definitely takes the cake. So anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you could, please leave it a like. It really does help me out a lot. Show that Bull Army love and that Bull Army spirit. Share this video around, leave a like. It does help me out a lot. And I hope you guys stay tuned for next week. Thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you guys next time.